Hello managers, welcome back to my channel. I trust you're doing great. Today we're going to explore chapter 11 of the 15 invaluable laws of growth by John C. Maxwell. Okay, and do well to grab a note. The chapter centers on the law of trade-offs. The author talks about the law of trade-offs. What does trade-off mean? Well, trade-offs can be likened to what we learned in economics back in school called opportunity cost, foregone alternative. Trade-off is simply something you let go, something seemingly valuable that you let go for something better, for something bigger, or something more. So, the author talked about several aspects of trade-offs, from the features of trade-off to the importance of trade-off to being able to differentiate between good and bad trade-offs. Okay, John C. Maxwell, the author, said that instant gratification and personal growth are incompatible. So we can say trade-off is a proactive growth strategy to stay in charge of one's personal growth, realization of one's potential without compromising one's core values or non-negotiables. We can see trade-offs as a proactive growth strategy to stay in charge of one's personal growth, to realize one's potential without compromising your core values, without compromising your non-negotiables, while striving to achieve the best. Okay, so the author mentioned that each and every one of us, we do trade-offs, right? We engage in trade-off in one way or the other, whether we are conscious of it or not. However, not everyone makes good trade-off. Not everyone engages in good trade-off. Some people are indulging in bad trade-offs, while others are conscious and aware enough to focus on good trade-offs. So trade-off here simply is letting go of something you value, something seemingly valuable to you, for something greater, right? Without losing your core values or your non-negotiables. So things like instant gratification. While reviewing this chapter, I had to pause and reflect. Like, how does this apply to my own personal life thus far? I had to ask myself key questions like, have I been practicing trade-offs? Yes. In what areas of my life have I been practicing trade-offs? And how has it paid off so far in my life? How has it been of help in my life so far? And the next question was like, okay, so currently, which area of life or what area of life have I been able to spot that, oh, I haven't put in enough trade-offs and I have to start paying trade-offs so that I can stay in charge of the future, right? So it's a turning point, it's a moment of realization to see that there are things we do consciously or unconsciously in life, whether as in regards to our finances, as regards to our health, as regards to our career, as regards to our business, as regards to our personal development, relationships, and what have you, that affects our future. Okay, so let's use finance for example, which everyone is familiar with. Okay, let's use finance for example. You're a young professional, upcoming entrepreneur, just a startup young person, and you have influx of money coming in here and there. Okay, it doesn't matter the volume of money, it might just be small money. Okay, but then what happens immediately you have an encounter with money? What happens immediately you receive money? Do you always think about spend and exhaust because money will still come, or you think of spend, right, for the necessity, and then save for rainy days, probably invest, so that you don't go broke? Okay, so these are areas where I had to explore. These are areas where I had to look at when it comes to trade-off, apart from the fact that there are other areas like your personal growth, relationship, finances, and all of health and all of that. Anything we do for instant gratification when ignoring long-term effects affects this whole trade-off concept. Okay, so if we indulge in comfort, instant gratification, leisure, at the expense of a long-term gain that we would have stand a chance to benefit, it affects our success, it affects our personal growth. So that's why the author mentioned in the chapter that instant gratification and personal growth success are not compatible. Okay, so the author said when making trade-offs, we need to consider the long-term benefits and effects. Okay, we need to consider, we need to understand that good trade-offs pay in the long term. Okay, the benefits of good trade-off must not be instant reward or instant benefit or instant leisure or instant enjoyment, but the long-term benefits. Yeah, so we also need to consider that not all trade-offs are worth the price. Okay, we don't need to you need to understand that not all trade-off worth the price. So you need to always be conscious to analyze opportunities, analyze things before taking a step forward to say, oh, okay, I'm doing this or I'm doing that. Then we also talked about, also in the chapter, when I'm thinking of trade-off, I'm thinking of price before price, cost before profits, exertion before enjoyment, labor before leisure. It's all about understanding the importance of delayed gratification. Delayed gratification. How does delayed gratification impact the long-term success of your relationship? Summary, this chapter can help us to analyze different aspects of our life that we are not currently doing well or we hope to do better. Areas such as our business, our finance, our family, our marriage, our career, our spiritual growth, our personal growth, our, any other aspect of life, to see what we can do, the trade-off we need to start making in order for us to stay in charge of changing the course of things in future, right? So good trade-off will definitely stretch you first, make you grow before you grow. A good trade-off will deny you immediate reward, immediate comfort, immediate leisure for future leisure, a long-term comfort and sustainability, while a bad trade-off will help you enjoy as much leisure, as much comfort, as much enjoyment, then you suffer in the long term. So these are the things we need to take note of. Thank you so much for staying with me thus far. I trust you have learned one or two things. If you have any thoughts, comments, suggestions, or anything you think I've missed out if you've reviewed the book already, please drop in the comment section. Let's go together. And until next time, thank you. Do stay in charge. Bye-bye.